Hello, Divine Masculine. This is the Awakened Jenn, and I am going to do something that I have not done before. So this is actually going to be sort of an extended continuation from the twin flame reading that I just finished. And so this was how the masculine was showing up in that reading. So we're going to just move forward with this, and we're going to find out more information just off of this. And I'm going to, I am so sorry. I'm going to use, I'm going to pull a card from the Lightworkers Oracle. And then I will pull 3 cards from the Black Moon Astrology. So this one card is going to give us just some clarification on top of, for this. I'm going to ask what message can help move us out of this stuck position, because this card, let me just go ahead and make sure I'm catching you up if you didn't read, if you didn't watch that one. So this card is about indecision. This is about having so many choices that you are just paralyzed and you have no idea where to go from here, okay? And so I gave a lot of advice in that reading, so if you'll go back and watch that, in fact, I'll link it. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm going to figure it out. So, anyways, if you'll go back and watch that and see what I've said just based off of this card, but you've got to make a decision. You just seem stuck in the moment because you've got so many choices in front of you, and I mean, you clearly see some of them might not be good ones, and you're concerned about, I want to make the right one. Okay, but that's what I talk about in that other one, so make sure you go back and watch that if you have not already. All right, so the question that I am going to ask with this is, you know, what can be done to help move from the indecision? And so I'm also going to set the intention that everyone who needs to hear this message will hear it, you know, whether it's when I post it or if it is years later, that you will hear it when you need to hear it, and that everyone who needs to hear it will hear it. Because this journey is different for everyone, but there's so much similarity in it that, you know, I know that it's going to catch you at the right moment. And that's the intention. That's the intention I'm setting, is that you will get this message when you need it. And I am just asking for very clear messages. Give me the right words, the right metaphors, just everything that I need to make sure that the right advice and message is given and received. All right. Let's shuffle one more time. So, what... Deep breath. Okay. What can help the masculine move from this stuck energy of indecision? So what advice, what message will help the masculine move out of this indecision? There we go. Okay, we've got Merkaba Spiritual Protection. Okay. So set these to the side. All right. And then we're going to pull 3 cards from the Black Moon Astrology. And I'm going to pull Past, Present, Future. And we're just going to get kind of a glimpse of where we've been and where we're headed. And maybe that will help give you some clarification to help you be able to make the decision that you seem to be stuck about. Okay? I might even pull another card too to even ask the question of what you're stuck, you know, what it's about. So, all right. All right, past, present, future. First card is the past. Where has the divine masculine been? We've got Pluto, transformation. Okay. I think Pluto represents the death and rebirth card. All right, present for the masculine. This one. We've got Yod, destiny. I'm not quite sure about that one yet. And future. Oh, he's stepping into his destiny. Okay. Got it. Future. I'm not usually this silly, sorry. We've got Libra, a balance. Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead and clarify that too. There's a lot of cards out here, but I'm going to go over it in just a minute. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, so give me some clarification as to what is keeping this, what is this decision? What is keeping it stuck? Okay. Okay, so we've got the Nine of Cups, and then the Queen of Pentacles came out in reverse, which is funny to me because that was part of the twin flame reading too. So, but she wasn't in reverse in that. So, all right, let's see where this is going. All right, we've got. I first asked the question, what message will help move the masculine out of the stuck energy? So that's what we're looking at right now. What is the message needed to help move out of this stuck energy? That is number 25, Merkaba, spiritual protection. Okay. I want to load it. There we go. All right. Being open to receive is a way to gain empowerment, strength, and all manner of assistance. To enhance receptivity, it can be helpful to declutter and cleanse your energy field. This allows for that which is not rightfully yours to be shed. Sometimes this will include the disowned thoughts and feelings of others. When you release these thoughts and feelings, a spaciousness will grow within you. Then you can receive more of what is rightfully meant to be for you, your divine good in all ways. So I'm just going to stop right here and say that first I am seeing doing some cord cutting. Look up some cord cutting mantras. There are some good ones out there. It sounds like there are some energies kind of still stuck from your past that's still kind of clinging and pulling for your attention, and you just need to do some cord cutting to get rid of that. And I've actually done it before, and it does work. I promise it does, but you need to do it regularly. I'm not very good at that. All right. An open and sensitive person can easily become energetically overloaded. From physical pain to emotional and psychological tension, an overload does not feel good. You may even feel like you are carrying others on your back or in your head, definitely in your head. definitely in your head. The added weight can drag your naturally light vibration down into anguish, doubt, fear, and despair. Your inner vision, too, may be obscured by the overload that can make it hard to discern what is yours and what belongs to another. Whether experiencing overload to your system is an unusual occurrence for you, or you have a tendency to absorb and process others' energy, common for healers, psychics, mediums, artists, and other sensitive, open people, you will benefit from a spiritual cleansing. Afterwards, you may feel less inclined to connect with particular people or work on certain ideas, even if they seemed very important before the cleanse. This means that you are freeing yourself from others' input and discerning the true priorities of your own heart. To accept a spiritual cleansing now, repeat the invocation below. So, evidently, we're going to give it to you. It's at the end, so I'll say it when we get to it. And then relax for as long as you need, with the oracle card resting face down over any part of your body that you intuitively feel can use spiritual cleansing. You can repeat this process daily for 3 days or up to 3 weeks if you feel that you need it. You can rest. Your rest can be for several minutes or for half an hour or more. If you fall asleep during your cleansing, that can allow for even deeper cleaning. Pay particular attention to what you sense immediately after your cleansing. It is a time when you may become very aware of just who you are. Of just who or what has been draining you. I'm sorry. And be able to lovingly but firmly say, you must leave my energy field now, and not return without my expressed verbal permission, or of my own free will, so be it. So that's what I just said is what you would literally say just when you realize, nope, you've got to leave. You've got to leave. This oracle is also confirmation for those of you who have been questioning if a relationship, person, or situation has been draining you or transferring negative energies or thoughts into your energy field. Your insights are correct, and you can now use this energy clearing process to remove the cords of attachment and release any negative energy from that person or situation. So I'm going to put this closer because she said if you will lay this on, let's see, face down over any part of your body that you can intuitively feel can use spiritual cleansing. So a lot of times I would put it here. I would put it right on the heart chakra. But maybe you need it here for your personal power, to have the power to let these people go. You know, that takes strength. So you might want to stick it here, or if you don't know who it is, then stick it here. Or if there's things you need to say, stick it here. So like I'm using the chakras if you're not familiar, but that's what I would recommend, is placing it on one of your chakras. And then I'm going to stick this up here and I'm going to read. Okay, make sure you can see it. All right. I call upon unconditionally loving divine protection. The sacred chamber of light, the Merkaba of divine light, is around me now. I choose of my own free will, under divine authority and grace, to release any and all connections, content, and contaminants that do not serve me through unconditional love. I choose of my own free will to take my life journey in the most joyful and loving way possible. I open to divine grace for cleansing and protection of my integrity at all times. I am free to simply be in the truth of me. May all beings be blessed and protected. May all beings be happy and free. Through my own free will, so be it. I like that. I love that. All right, so we're going to just let that be right there. And then we're moving into the rest of the message. I pulled 3 cards from the Black Moon astrology, and it was past, present, future. So sitting in the past was Pluto, 55. So, Pluto, transformation. People living deeply have no fear of death. Make sure you can see it. Anais Nin. Pluto, the smallest and outermost planet in our solar system, probably carries the most weight. It is this planet of extremes. Birth, sex, and death are Pluto's themes. In Greek legend, Pluto was the god of the underworld. His earlier name, Hades, came to designate the dwelling place for the dead. The name Hades means the unseen, and is a good description of the energies of Pluto, which tend to transform areas of the astrological chart without us knowing until the explosion or blowout. Pluto was discovered in 1930, and although it is now considered a dwarf planet, transits from Pluto are extremely powerful and bring on significant life changes. In traditional astrology, Pluto is the higher octave of Mars, but has some similarities to Saturn, which is also a force of oppression. Pluto governs renewal and birth. It brings to the surface things that have been hidden or are felt deep inside. These are sometimes painful to confront, or they are embarrassing or taboo. This dwarf planet tends to inspire unwelcome surprises. Pluto can be like a tower collapsing in your life, a life from which you must rebuild from the debris, and also inspiration. Many things that you have relied upon for always being there may suddenly disappear and leave. So this may actually be the tower. No, it's not. Okay. Let's see. More than anything else, Pluto represents endings and beginnings. It is not a card of physical death, per se, since in our lifetimes we experience many deaths and new starts. This is simply a time when the decks are being wiped clean for new action. Most of the time, you begin to feel ill or at ease with the feeling of something not right, and things go down strangely with an eerie silence like the Titanic. If you are in a relationship that has been difficult, it will either end or it will deepen, and it will become more fulfilling. Any romance that starts at this time should prove to be intense. And this is sitting in your past, so this is what you've been dealing with. Let's see. It is very important not to try and control things. Instead, surrender to the ups and downs for a while, although some of these changes can be painful ones. That said, this is a time of intense sexuality. It may come in various forms: great sex, not enough sex, strange sex, but likely intense and consuming sex. Okay. In terms of job or career, it may be time to get another. When the Pluto card presents itself in a reading, you may have recently been infatuated with a hidden subject, certain mysteries, or the taboo, like tarot. Yeah. This could be a time when you are able to sense and feel spirits around you. Sometimes this card can indicate psychic attacks, and thus you should be very careful who you open up to. Be cautious if you are involved in anything paranormal or the occult in nature. You are not particularly vulnerable. In fact, your strength is growing, but it is important at this point in time to spiritually protect yourself from anything negative, such as vampire types of people or lost spirits looking for a home. You may become upset concerning something about your past that turns out not to be what you had always thought. On a more mundane level, you may have to be more careful with your finances, taxes, and inheritances, especially if you might have the opportunity to suddenly move to a new home, but beware of foundation, water, or sewer problems, and also the possibility that the house might be haunted. Think of Pluto as leftover things that tend to languish in a state of decay or decadence, but more positively, rejuvenation, healing, and birth. So the key ideas are transformations, endings, beginnings, new ways the end of the old and intensity. That was your past. That's where you've been. It's just a time of transformation, stuff changing, lots of movement, and probably a lot of feeling out of control. So, where you are at right now is Yod. So that is 48. Okay, so destiny. You're stepping into your destiny. A person often meets his destiny on the road he took to avoid it. Okay, Jean de La Fontaine. I like that. The ancients believed that the Yod was an area of fate in the chart and not a particularly favorable one, also called the Eye of God or the Finger of God. The Yod is a peculiar astrological configuration in a chart. It is a triangle formed by two planets 60 degrees apart, while both are 150 degrees from the third planet. This creates a thin pie-shaped aspect. The Yod configuration is linked to the Hebrew alphabet. Yod, or Yud, is the 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which has mystical implications signifying the omnipresence of God and often denoting humility because the energy is locked in that triangular configuration, causing matters to be fated and often difficult, but not without their rewards. Yod configuration is influential and implies that there is a disruptive force at work. In a sense, this astrological placement of planets is somewhat an exile from the other planetary energies because they're not harmonious with each other and therefore cause tension. This can bring about feelings of intense stress and restriction. There can also be a sense of being different, feeling alone, or being out of step with others at times. A Yod in a natal chart can even indicate being the black sheep of the family. When the Yod card presents itself in a reading, it means that the situation may be chaotic, or may soon turn that way. I'm very sorry. It will be hard to see any clear path because of this chaos, but it will be important to weather through it all. This is not always bad because it is the process of finding what works and what isn't functioning. And now will be the time to be scaling things down and weeding out what is unnecessary. That falls in so much with the other reading, the twin flame reading. But more than this card is about finding your own truths, even though that truth may not be reflected through others. You may wish for more support when this card comes up, and will have to manage this all on your own. Another development may turn up that is, you will prefer to work it out on your own without any interference from others. This card can denote a time to voyage inward, which also ties in with what was being said. To voyage inward and come to your own truth. There really isn't anyone who will have the tools to figure this out more so than you at this time. So now may not be the best time to take advice from others. Your inner knowing has it already. You just have to take the time to process the information to come to your own answers. At times when the Yod card turns up, there will be health issues that need to be dealt with and solved before moving forward. It can be indicative of autoimmune disease, celiac, fibromyalgia, thyroiditis, everyday allergies, and other ailments. Although these diseases would not be life-threatening, they could still be a crucible of sorts with a need for drastic changes to be made for relief or for the symptoms to subside. More Positively, this card means that circumstances are good for achieving your goal, but be prepared for sacrifices on your part, not just one, but several. It will not be an easy path, but it is a time to expand your focus. You have a desire for greater awareness, which will come through dedication. But patience and adaptability are necessary in making this situation work to fulfill your greater purpose, the one that you were born for. So this is considered the Ace of Swords in reverse. And the key ideas are destiny, doing things on your own, so that it's clearly a time of solitude, going within, standing strong, and making a difference. So that's where things are right now. And where we're moving to is Libra, I balance. So that is 19. Okay. All my life, my heart has yearned for a thing I cannot name. Andre Breton. Okay, so after me just telling you that right now you kind of have to go within and do it a little bit alone, the first thing that's coming out for our future placement here is don't go it alone. Don't go it alone. Linking up with a partner will serve you best. Libra is a sign of balance, but see, Libra is also known for indecision, which was also where we started. Okay? That's where we started. It was an indecision. We're trying to make a choice. Libra is a sign of balance, charm, and beauty. Librans are notorious for their wit, ability to weigh and judge, as well as their appreciation for the beautiful things in life. They adore collecting striking things, that means objects and people. Librans are aesthetes with a love of art and literature that can at times be showy and vainglorious. Librans are known for changing their minds and opinions. What is true one day may not be the next. Because they are so balanced, they see all sides to every situation, but they tend to vacillate and have trouble coming to any final decision. Librans tend to have a second thoughts and change their minds at the last minute. They will also float along, waiting for matters to resolve on their own without pushing as hard as they need to. Librans make outstanding judges and negotiators. They can be agreeable, but sometimes agree to things they don't want, sacrificing what they truly feel and think just to get along. Going along just to get along. There is also the sarcastic Libra, who loves to test his wit against others. Their quick-witted retorts are filled with sarcasm and sharp accuracy. John Lennon and Oscar Wilde are examples of the acerbic wit that Librans are famous for. They also love playing devil's advocate. I don't love that part about it. Peculiar, since this is the sign of balance and peace. Since Libra rules the 7th house of partners and marriage, those influenced by this sign do best in life with a partner. But it can be the sign of codependency, and many will pair up at the drop of a hat. Libra is the sign of lovers and romance. Although Libra is a masculine sign, Libran men understand women better than any other sign. Okay. When the Libra card turns up, it can indicate that you are riding the fence over something and need to make a decision soon. If you do not make your decision, it may be made for you. And see, that got us right back. That got us right back where we started. The potential for you not liking the ending is high if you do not act and decide. This is a favorable card for romance and relationships. It indicates a time where relationships are turning happier and more content. Right now, everything must be fair and balanced. It's important not to sacrifice your own feelings or desires simply because you hope to avoid conflict. It will feel as if the middle approach is the smartest one now. And this is probably right. Courtrooms, law, and fairness should play into the matter. If you are involved in a court case and the surrounding cards are good, and the Libra card appears in the spread, it is a good indicator that the issue will work out just the way you hope. The enforcement of rules may also apply. Legal documents will not only figure in, they will bring you benefits, especially benefits shared between you and your partner. This card can represent an impending marriage or an engagement. Relationships are about to move up a level to a more serious one. Feelings have matured. Happiness is achieved when you pool your resources with a significant other. Achievement will be found when you find the right person who mirrors your own ideals and beliefs. All matters worked on within sincere and equal partnership shall prove to be successful to the utmost. So this card represents the Two of Pentacles, and the key ideas are merging, choices, romance, alliances, mutual support, and coming to a decision. So, love that. I think that was a great progression. Like I said, was pulling us right from this anyways. And the last part of this, I did ask for some clarification with just the regular tarot for what was that decision about? Like, what is it kind of concerning? And so we've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And that is, let's see, financial stress, being self-absorbed, smothering others, helicopter parenting, overindulgent, work-home imbalance, and materialism. And then, okay, I think I'm getting it. You're trying to choose between, do I stick with the financial stress, the being self-absorbed, smothering others, overindulgence, work-home imbalance, which is, I know, a big one, and materialism. You're choosing, who do I really want to be? Do I want to be that, or do I want to be the universe is gifting you your desire, choosing joy, manifested dreams, gratitude, abundance? It's your choice. It's your choice. You're the only one holding yourself back. You're the only one holding yourself back. So, do I want to stay where I'm at, or do I want to go towards what it is? I mean, everything I've ever wanted. So, it's time to start making the choices. One choice at a time. One choice reveals more information, and knowing what you don't want is still more clarity than where you started. All right, I'm going to end it right there. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys later. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. And if you have not subscribed already, please do, and share it with anybody that you think might benefit from this. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.